There's a lot of discussion about the need to destigmatize cannabis consumption. But what does that even mean? And how do we actually go about doing it? There's a big leap from the intuition and destigmatizing cannabis and developing a real action oriented program. I believe that if we educate more people about the plant, they in fact will understand the benefit. We will hear firsthand from Kevin Durant, an NBA player, Patricia, a former nurse, and how the veterans can help. I will go over several ways at a local level to educate our communities. Despite legalizing the recreational use of marijuana, a milestone achievement for the movement to decriminalize pot, the fire of public stigma against the plant roars stronger than ever, fueled by most recently by the hysteria-stirring vaping crisis, which has been responsible for deaths across the country. Vaping THC and vaping tobacco products are not the same. Let me repeat that. Vaping THC and vaping tobacco products are not the same. Meanwhile, a growing body of research suggests that there are real benefits of cannabis for a wide variety of medical problems, though studies have been hindered by legal red tape. Because of this, vaping and THC consumption of any kind has become taboo. Both society and the media now often portray people who vape or smoke as unclean and uninformed about what they put in their bodies. But not all forms of cannabis are created equal, and that extends to vaping. Unlike alcohol, cannabis dependency is not associated with pancreatitis, seizures, and dementia, nor is it linked to sexual assault or any other form of violence. I'm going to point out that no one has ever died from cannabis consumption. In a letter written to the American Journal of Nursing, former registered nurse Patricia R. Skidmore requested to the benefits of cannabis as medicine. I saw firsthand how marijuana helped my son, who had AIDS, and even sing in a concert at the Kennedy Center, Skidmore wrote. She went on to say numerous states and even the Public Health Association have recognized the medicinal advantages of the plant. If my son were still alive, I would continue risk going to jail to supply him with his medicine, Skidmore wrote. Skidmore Patricia R., MSN, RN, Marijuana as Medicine, American Journal of Nursing, May 1998, Volume 98, Issue 5, page 20. Let's take Kevin Durant, for example. He is trying to destigmatize cannabis use in the NBA, where it is frowned upon to use drugs. In a significant step, star Kevin Durant announced a partnership and sponsorship deal with cannabis marketplace Weedmaps on Thursday and said he plans to use his platform to destigmatize marijuana use among athletes. I think it is far past time to address the stigmas around cannabis that still exist in the sports world as well as globally, Durant told ESPN. This partnership is going to help us continue normalize those conversations as well as create content, events, and a lot more through our boardroom events. This is just the beginning for us. Weedmaps doesn't directly sell marijuana, but it is an e-commerce platform that guides users to dispensaries. Durant declined to directly discuss personal marijuana use. Marijuana remains banned by the NBA, but exists in decriminalized gray area. League rules currently require 4 random drug tests a year. But those tests were informally halted when the league restarted in Orlando bubble in 2020 and then didn't return in the 2021 season. That is what Durant intends to address and plans to stage a campaign by rolling out podcasts and video content under his boardroom media banner in the coming months. His hope, Durant said, that some of his peers in the league will join him in discussing marijuana benefits. Or as Durant said on the Boardroom Out of Office podcast released on Thursday, to announce the deal, the Band-Aid has been ripped off. Brian Whithart, ESPN, August 19, 2021. And in the veteran community, men and women served under uniform with the clear message that the use of cannabis was not tolerated. It is a mentally that is hard to shake. This has to stop. Too many people are in need of relief from chronic pain and mental health injuries. Veterans, in particular, are at a higher propensity for those classic wounds of war. With so many states legalizing medical cannabis, veterans should not feel stigmatized for exploring any and all treatment options available to them. The veteran community is in a unique position to educate the public on the signature injuries of war, how cannabis could be used as a treatment option for those conditions, and destigmatizing its use. For example, here are a couple ways the veterans could engage. Share success stories of those who use medical cannabis to educate the public. Conduct public service announcements regionally that expand awareness. Ensure social media platforms do not silence pro-cannabis organizations. Engage the public in learning campaign and education platforms on CBD cannabis and how it can be used. Close the loopholes in VA policy which inhibit the discussions of cannabis use between the veterans and VA clinicians. Since the 1970s and even before, cannabis use has been associated with criminality and not normal behavior in an effort to alienate those that use cannabis. Today, as 35 states and the District of Columbia have legalized cannabis medically and 15 have legalized cannabis recreationally, the long-lasting stigma of cannabis use persists. This stigma alienates those that may otherwise benefit from the cannabis use as a treatment option. It also means that those who do participate in cannabis legally feel the need to hide it from their family, friends, and clinicians. Immerse events are implemented through next level partnership with venues at a local level. Creating this kind of arrangement at the local level helps to connect businesses in the cannabis community in a positive way while destigmatizing consumption by creating well-professional planned educational events. Cannabis experiences. We can have cannabis farm visits. These kinds of projects can take all forms. For example, what could be more relevant in a heartland state like ours here in Michigan than bringing farmers and consumers together in an innovation field trip? Cannabis and health. Another great example is destigmatizing sexuality, race, and consumption. Content may include behind the greens, confessions, a marketplace, infusion workshops, a mixology, live music, cosmic readings. The list can go on. Breakout sessions. We could think outside the box and create a men's session connecting with cannabis, focusing on cannabis, that it's okay to be in tune with your feminine side. I hope you have enjoyed the ideas of myself and others in our community on ways to destigmatize cannabis use. Let's together make the leap and join the fight.